Why am I here today? Well, honestly, I've realized there's quite a lot of you who've seen me on stages, on socials, and even inside the ChatPod, but you actually don't even know who I am, what I do, what drives me. So today I want you to join me on the journey of discovering who I am and what the vision is behind Chaz In Conversation.
Let's start with you. Who is Charmaine Dube?
I'm Charmaine Dube, though most people actually call me Chaz. Chaz is my alter ego, so Charmaine is in the workplace, preferably, and Chaz is who you see on stage, out and about. So if you ever see me out, Chaz is out. But I'm originally from South Africa's playground, Etubane, Tegwini, so I'm a Durban girl. Don't look at the accent and think can't go there with you. So I'm a dog mom to Chai, my little Yorkie, and at my core I'm really someone who's driven by curiosity. I like to know things, I like to Google what's up, I like to ask why, connection and belief, and harnessing the power of people's stories. During the day, I consult in the tech space, so I am in consulting services. That's who Charmaine is, as a senior business analyst. And I'm very serious if you ever see me in the workplace. Such a boring girl, Charmaine is. But anyway, I spend a lot of my day problem solving, finding patterns, and working solutions to stuff. So I'm always someone who's very analytical. But outside of that, I'm really just passionate about storytelling and creating spaces for people to share their own story. I always say to people, I don't like hearing myself speak, but I realize that God has given me a gift that I need to share with the world, and I need people to share that with. And most importantly, I want people to share their story, and that's where Chaz In Conversation comes from.
And what about Chaz In Conversation? What is it?
So Chaz In Conversation is Chaz, which is actually my alter ego, as an umbrella brand. So Chaz In Conversation is the umbrella brand that hosts all the conversational work that I do. So I'm a podcast host, I'm a talk show host, I'm an MC, I'm a speaker, I'm a conversationalist, I'm a voiceover artist, and I'm the producer, creator, and host of the ChatPod. So the Chaz In Conversation sort of empire embodies who Chaz is in all of those spaces, and connecting with people, as I mentioned, and curating conversations that really change the world.
So why conversations? Why is that your medium of choice?
Conversations, because one of my really great role models that I look up to, Nozipho Shabalala, she had a workshop recently that I attended, and she encapsulated this so well. And she says, because conversations are the birthplace of action. And if you think about anything that we do in our lives, everything we want to do, whether it's working, whether it's building our passion and our dreams, whether it's our relationships, everything starts at having a conversation. And if we know how to communicate with each other in the various ways and connect with each other, then there's no place we can't go. My conversational motto is having conversations with South Africa's disruptors, dreamers, and storytellers. I'm interested in the average South African. I'm interested in telling our story, and also owning our narrative across the world. I look at when South Africans make their way to international stages and they have to explain their identity. And I think to myself, we wouldn't have to do this if Africans as a whole, not just South Africans, had platforms that were large enough to go out into the world and share the experience of what the South African or the African experience is, so that we don't have to explain ourselves to the world every time we make it onto an international platform.
Tell us about the ChatPod. What is it and why does it matter?
The ChatPod, my baby. So the ChatPod is a one-of-a-kind live event feature that is curated and designed to create authentic ChatPod hosted inside of a pod. It's an interactive space where your guests can hop in and share their thoughts, stories, insights based on whatever event is happening that particular day. So let me give you an example. Picture this. You're at an event, you're sitting in the audience, you're engaging and listening to these incredible speakers. You're perhaps even taking notes and trying to listen in and hone in on the ways that you can take it forward in your own life. But there's actually no way for you to engage back, for you to share your insights, for you to share your story and to share your learnings with others, with the event organizers, with the people around you. The ChatPod creates a space for your audience members and your guests to come in, not only just interact and have it as an experiential experience, but again, leaning into the conversational motto of speaking to South African dreamers, disruptors, and storytellers. What a better way to get feedback than directly from your audience who have heard from your guests and harness that to create and push your event forward.
The catalyst moment.
The catalyst moment for me was the day I decided to quit permanent employment. Now, I know people will be like, oh my word, what are you talking about? I actually encourage that very much. Obviously, our circumstances are very, very different. But there had been a yearning in me that had been going on for so long, for a while. And I knew that my life's purpose was not to be at a desk for the rest of my life. I have God's talents that I need to put out into the world, and He was making it very, very difficult for me to continue working the way that I was. So I actually changed jobs first, and after 6 months of that job, I quit completely. I took a year's sabbatical before the two-pot came in. I was like, let me get my money, child, and see where my dreams take me. So fortunately for me, because I'm not married, I don't have kids, I was able to quit permanent employment. I took a sabbatical year, and during that year I was able to do some amazing things. I worked with the Nelson Mandela Foundation. I filmed the first season of Prof Med. I did some really great emceeing and speaking gigs, and I got the segment at Hope Alive Radio, and as well as some interviews at other radio stations. So I think that year was very pivotal for me. Even though I have gone back, it's more on a consulting basis. So I'd really say catalyst moment could look very different for you, but for me it was the day I decided to quit.
And for people who might not realize, where might they have already seen or heard you?
Wow. So my journey in the conversational space actually starts about 6-7 years ago when I entered into voiceover artistry. People had always told me, Chaz, you have a great voice, are you on radio, and I never was. And I found a school that teaches voiceover artists how to harness their voice. So I've been in quite a few radio ads, some notable ones. I was the voice of the Comrades 2022, I think, celebrating their centenary virtual race. I've done ads for Toy Zone, Unity Health, Sasol, you name it. So that's where people might have heard me from, maybe from the radio ads if you've been following me for a really long time. I did have a radio segment on Hope Alive, Tuesday with Chaz, where I had conversations with the host and to you, South Africans. But you might have also recently seen me on Prof Med Savvy with Samke, where I co-hosted season 1 and season 2 of the series. You may have seen me on stages, emceeing, whether it's at fashion shows or whether it's at large events. So you could have seen me at a myriad of places. I've also done the Mzansi Lit podcast. I've done so many things. So if you have seen me around or you do find me familiar, I have been dabbling around in the game for a while, and I've done some really great interviews with people as well.
So what does the future look like for Chaz In Conversation?
Oh, I would love to return to the airwaves. I think during my time when I was doing that segment, Tuesdays with Chaz, which is available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify under the name Tuesdays with Chaz. Tuesdays is CHOOSE, Tuesdays, where we had some really interesting conversations about South Africa's social status and political status and all things South African. I really want to go back there, probably do my own show or recreate my own show. I think I've been on 2 other podcasts before where I was under someone else's umbrella. And in order for me to, share my message with you and connect with you guys, I need to create something that is mine, that I can give to you. So I definitely have been thinking about that for some time now. I know a lot of incredible South Africans, and even the ones that I don't know. I meet so many people on a daily basis, whether it's at shopping malls, whether it's at events, whether it's through work. And I feel like your stories need to be told. Another thing that I really, really want to do is get back into digital speaking, tech speaking rather. I feel like, with the way the world is going with tech and 4IR, South Africans are getting left behind in a major way, particularly our youth. I love children, and I started my tech career at 8 years old when my mom brought home a computer from work because it was going to be the year 2000 and everything was crashing. And I think if more South African children were exposed to basic digital skills, we could go so far as a country. So that's definitely something that the Chaz In Conversation has under her wing for the near future.
The day in the life.
Well, since I'm in consulting, fortunately, I get to make my own hours. So I wake up in the morning. Usually my dog wakes me up in the morning because he usually needs to pee. So anyway, between 6 and 7, I'm up. I'll make my green teas, open up the doors and windows. I'll say a prayer, and then get my day started. Usually my first meeting's at 9 a.m. and I'll usually take that so I know what I need to do for the day. I then go to the gym. I lost a lot of weight. If you've seen my YouTube channel, I did lose about 30 kgs and still going, but I'm taking my sweet time. So I go to the gym. I then come back, make some lunch, get some work done, whether it's from my consulting space or conversational, whether it's I'm editing something with my videographer, or I'm chatting to a potential guest, or I'm curating cards for the ChatPod. It could be a myriad of things that I'm doing at any point in time. So I have the freedom to do that. Sometimes I'm at home, sometimes I'm at a hot desk, sometimes I'm at an office. I could be anywhere. And then I come home, usually around 4:35. I take my dog for a walk. He loves those. And then I come back, prepare dinner, chat to my man, chat to my family and friends. And that's just my day. And then I'll read maybe in the evening, chat, research, hang out with my friends, just depending on the day of the week. So typical day in the life.
Your passion project.
My passion project. If I told you, I might have to kill you because it's something that I'm keeping close to my heart right now. People that have come to my house haven't even seen it because it's locked away in my office and people never go in there. But I will reveal it really, really soon. For those who do know me, I'm on the journey of healing my inner child. And it's one of those things that I've always wanted to do. And I cannot wait to share it with you when the time comes.
This is someone's first introduction to you. What should they know?
You should know that this is just the beginning. I feel like I'm still at the very early stages of my conversational journey. I mean, I am only 33 years old, but I believe in the power of harnessing conversations to inspire, to disrupt, to connect, all of that good stuff. So if that's what you're into, then you are in the right place. Follow along, join me, and let's keep this conversation going, one conversation at a time.